Hey guys, how are ya? Welcome to the Let's Play Starfield Direct breakdown video. I'm going to go over the entire video here with you, and I'll be giving my thoughts on what we're seeing throughout, along with asking some questions I would like to see answered as well. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below, and I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, be sure to hit like and subscribe or follow so you don't miss any of my upcoming Starfield content. With that, let's dive in.
For joining us today, and welcome to Bethesda Game Studios.
Thank you.
You know, we've been so lucky over the decades to make the kind of games that we love here, and that's thanks to all of you. From the Elder
still
Scrolls
has really
to
pretty
Fallout,
eyes.
we love creating these worlds and playing in them just as much as you do. And throughout all that time, we'd often talk about and dream up the space game. What if we could take that feeling of being who you want to be and exploring a new world, but set it in space, where you weren't really limited in where you could go or what you could do.
Right.
And that is Starfield. Obviously, we've come a long way since then.
I know those
games
games.
We've built, our technology, and all of us here in the studio, we've done so much together, but, well, we've never tried to make a game like this. Today, you'll get to hear from many on the team and see so much of what we think makes our game special. So let's jump in and take a look.
All right.
Starfield is our first new universe in over 25 years.
It's a long
It's
time.
still a Bethesda RPG through and through, where you step into a new world and you get that.
Okay, time out. You know that line, the "It's a Bethesda RPG through and through" line, is going to be quoted 1,000 times in every game review that comes out this fall, whether or not the game is good or bad. If the game is good, it's going to be, look, it's a Bethesda RPG through and through. Everything you know and love about a Bethesda RPG is in this game and more. If it's bad, it's going to be, well, it's a Bethesda RPG through and through, which means it's buggy, it's got some weird blah, blah, blah. I can see that happening both ways.
Feeling of unlimited possibilities. But this time, it's not just one world.
Okay.
It's over 1,000 worlds. Because the choice of where to go, it's not ours. It's yours.
Right. Now, do you notice when they're doing these slow pans, are you noticing the stuttering? And they did confirm after this showcase that it was 30 FPS locked on consoles. And PC, they haven't really said. They did release PC specifications on Steam yesterday, which look, honestly, fairly decent specs. But this is interesting to me that the game still looks like it's stuttering quite a bit when they're doing these pans. You can kind of see it juddering through. Now, it could be that this is from a live stream, that kind of thing, but you would think that because this is technically a pre-produced video, that they would have made sure if it was a video problem, those would go away. So I'm almost positive it has something to do with the game itself.
And it wasn't until now that we had the technology to create it.
I mean, it's gorgeous,
From the rocks
regardless.
at your feet to the mountains in the distance, to the people and creatures that live in these worlds. That isn't just a backdrop. That moon is actually there orbiting the planet. Yes, you can visit it too.
Sweet. That'd be cool.
We realistically simulate the galaxy around you. Our next generation lighting model uses real-time global illumination to light the world based on the type of star and the makeup of the planet's atmosphere.
And so all of that is why this is locked to 30 FPS on console. They are going for visual fidelity, and as how the game looks with these ray trace lighting and all that. That's why it's locked to 30 FPS on console. Now, I'm not saying that's okay, but I'm saying that's why it's locked to 30 FPS on console. There's a difference.
We also have an all-new animation system. And of course, you can play it in third person, and you can play it in first person.
So this is another thing that I had some questions on. They said they have a new animation system. Well, to me, the characters look like they do when they move in Fallout. So I'm wondering if it's just a new animation system overall, or what they've done with the, because they were talking about they've upgraded the skeletons of their characters to be more dynamic and more realistic. But that guy running looked a lot like the guy in Fallout 4 or Fallout 76, or so I'm a little confused there. But again, the game looks gorgeous.
We love exploration and rewarding it, but you do explore differently in this game given its scale. That usually involves exploring an area you've landed in. You can collect resources.
Okay.
Do a mission, and maybe even stumble upon something unexpected.
So if I remember correctly from yesterday, this is where we got the first... Yep, this is where we get the first, real taste of the upgraded combat system. Which looks so much better. Which leads me to believe that the rumors that they were working with id, who worked on Doom, lead me to believe those are true. But I mean, if I was Bethesda, and I had access to id, and Doom Eternal were two of the highest rated FPSs to come out in the past number of years, I would use that resource too. It just looks so good. And you can float in between first and third person seamlessly like that. That's really neat.
We do love stuff and all of the items allowing you to pick everything up.
Yes.
And you can view all that in your data menu.
I may or may not in Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 have a stash full of just random junk. It's my junk drawer. Everyone has one. Why can't I have one in the apocalypse? Why can't I have one in space?
For everything you're doing, from your skills to your ship, your missions, and your inventory. We love to pack a ton of detail in every object. From all of your weapons,
It's
to
gorgeous.
spacesuits,
It's just gorgeous.
to food. We just obsess over the details, and food. We obsess over food.
Well, now I'm hungry, and I just ate. Thanks, Todd.
When
Appreciate
you're
it.
done exploring, you can walk back or fast travel to your ship. We have companions and crew you can take with you. I left Vasco here back at my ship,
Welcome back, Captain Howard.
and he can even say your name.
Now, I wonder how that works, and I wonder if it's from a select set of names, or if they have AI that is baked into the game that will understand, like, oh, the phonetics of a name and be able to pronounce it as accurately as possible. That'd be interesting to me, because Howard is a very common name. My last name is Hansen. That's a very common name. But what if you have an uncommon name? I want to know, how they're going to handle it, or does it just default to saying, hello, welcome back, Captain? It'd be kind of disappointing if it did, given all the technology that's baked into this game.
Let's head out.
Our mission was to convey the wonder and majesty of space exploration, to evoke the romance of the golden age of early spaceflight. And we've been referring to this approach as NASA Punk. This means a design language where the tech is advanced, yet still looks grounded and relatable.
For us, it's that contrast. That's where the visual interest is. Obviously, the NASA, which is the rigid, hard function over style, and then Punk, which is all about style.
I like
You can see
that.
that visual style coming through in your ship. Your ship is your home for you and your crew. And like many of the spaces in our game, it has a slightly retro and analog touch, a bit of lo-fi rather than sci-fi, where everything is well used, worn, and lived in.
So this is one of the things that attracted me to Starfield in the first place, was this used, lived-in feeling. It reminds me of Star Wars, right? And one of the things I love about Star Wars is how everything feels, the entire world feels like it's lived in and used and dirty, and people actually live there. And this captures that, and it's incredible to see. And I love all the little details you can see. The handwriting is very sloppy, over here, and just the way that there's wear on the countertop and the shelving unit here, and the mirror has some wear to it, and some steam coming off of it. It looks like a little bit. I love stuff like that, and the fact that they were able to put that in this game and have it look as nice as it does is incredible.
Alrighty. What's the plan, Captain?
This is your star map. It starts with the planet you're currently on.
Okay.
You can see all of its info and resources. You can choose a landing spot or fast travel to known locations. Backing out further, you can view all the planets in the system. Obviously, the game is big, and it's here you can see planets that have key locations, missions, or life on them, versus the many planets that are barren but resource heavy. Zoom out even further to see all the systems in this part of the galaxy.
Oh my god.
Here you can plot a course to ones that are light years away. This uses your ship's grav drive to fold space and jump to these systems. And you will need to upgrade your ship and skills if you want to jump to the most distant ones.
So the one thing that they talk about is they talk about the grav drive, you need to upgrade it. What they don't talk about, at least in this video, is the fuel consumption aspect of it. And I wonder if those are tied together. So like the higher you upgrade your grav drive, the more fuel you have, or if the fuel is a separate thing you need to upgrade. I really hope that they're tied together, because having to upgrade 2 systems just to be able to move around the galaxy would be really, really frustrating.
But for now, we'll plot a course to the Alpha Centauri system, where we can find the city of New Atlantis.
So you leave the planet, you grav jump. Here we are.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo.
They're going to scan your ship for contraband in certain UC space areas, which is neat.
Landing at New Atlantis.
So this is another thing here. It looks like there are different places you can land. So if you want to land right at the city and you want to go do all the things in the city, that's great. But there's a mining outpost you can do. There's an industrial outpost you can do. Now, the other thing they haven't talked about is whether or not planets like this, where there's story missions and things you can do, whether or not you can explore the rest of the planet. I would assume so, because up here it says, survey 13%. But I'd like them to confirm that, so that we know that, hey, if I'm going to go to this planet that has story missions on it, I can also go and do, the same thing I'm doing on these other planets. I can go explore, I can capture resources, I can search for new crew, I can find new things to put in the cargo hold of my ship, those kind of things.
As soon as you land in a city like New Atlantis, your eyes are guided upwards to just these boundless, vast buildings.
Now this looks incredible. Compare this to what we saw last year, and I'll probably link some stuff down in the description for the stuff they showed us in 2022. This, compared to what we saw last year, is night and day better. I'm telling you, they've spent the past year hard at work on some of this stuff, because this actually looks phenomenal.
It's the biggest city we've ever made, not just in size, but also in the amount of custom art, crowds, and quests.
I mean, they say crowds. They say custom, crowds and whatnot, but, I mean, this looks like cyberpunk levels of city to me. I don't understand what they mean by crowds, unless you go to certain areas and there are larger amounts of crowds. But to me, if you're going to use that word, you'd want to show, hey, look at all these people we've packed into this area for, they're watching an event or something, right?
So the main focus when we're designing a city is obviously what supports the story. We try and tell as many small stories as possible.
This is a Colony War memorial.
It's a few moments of gameplay that make the space feel like it's full of real characters that are going about their day-to-day lives.
It's paralyzing if you really stop and think about it.
Buddy, it's coffee.
It's also where your adventure with Constellation begins.
I love that bit. Buddy, it's coffee.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about.
All right. So the other thing is some of these character models are, again, I keep using this word, but it's mind-blowing. Like, compared to what we saw last year with Sarah here and what we're seeing now, I keep using that phrase, but just mind-blowing, incredible detail. It's insane that the amount of detail that's in her hair and back in her face and the jacket she's wearing. Like, and how that bokeh effect, where, you know, she's in the foreground, but everything behind her, you know, looks like a portrait photo. It all feels incredible.
By the time you meet them, Constellation is sort of seen as this mythical group. Most people don't even know they exist anymore.
So, Constellation are the Jedi Order. Right? Right?
They're the last true explorers in the galaxy, and they're trying to find the answers to some of humanity's biggest questions.
The artifacts are so different, so alien, and I'm certain one of them reached out and spoke to you.
Well, yeah.
The artifact, if you could place it on the table here.
Oh my god, look at how it's coming together.
That means there's a set built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
It's definitely an eclectic cast of characters. You've got Sarah Morgan, the ex-soldier and adventurer, now Constellation's leader. Mateo, the theologian who believes that there's definitely something else out there. Noel, the gifted scientist and Sarah Morgan's protege. And Walter, a very successful businessman in the settled systems and Constellation's financier.
Anything goes as long as you have the money.
There's also Vlad, the ex-pirate, Sam Coe, the former space cowboy, and Barrett.
You know what I hate about these pirates? Completely resistant to my otherwise irresistible charm.
So all of those characters are phenomenally well done, and I cannot wait to dive in and see all their personalities and interact with them more. I have a feeling I know exactly who I'm going to gravitate to, but I don't want to spoil that just yet.
The journey you take with Constellation is just the first of many you'll embark on. The Settled Systems is home to all kinds of different stories, people, and adventures for you to uncover.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
The United Colonies is where you'll find New Atlantis, the first major human settlement in space. The people who live here value law, discipline, and the legacy of humanity. They consider themselves the true children of Earth.
So it's Starfleet. It's Starfleet.
You ever think of joining up with the Vanguard? Help the United Colonies, even get your UC citizenship?
New Atlantis isn't the only city within the United Colonies.
What is that?
The city of Sidonia on Mars to this day serves as the largest mining facility for the United Colonies.
But we can go there, right?
Beyond the United Colonies' reach, you might find yourself in a much more wild and independent coalition of star systems.
Okay.
This is Freestar Collective Space. The capital of the Freestar Collective is Aquila City.
The Stone Root Inn is an Aquila City fixture.
Do you know what that screams to me? That reminds me of Firefly. And I love it. Firefly was one of my favorite shows of all time, and that right there screams Firefly influence. I'm on board for that, always.
A ranger relies on judgment and intuition to do what's best for the people.
So now, can we join that ranger faction he's talking about? And then if we join that faction, does it does it block us from joining other factions like it has in some other previous games? Or are we just a ranger when we're here, and then we can also go and join the Vanguard for the settled systems? Or maybe if we join the Vanguard, do we get a mission to go out and try to settle some of these systems?
Neon started out as a fishing platform, but is now known throughout the settled systems as a pleasure city where almost anything goes.
Oh my.
If you've got morality issues, this definitely isn't the job for you.
Oh, I like your jacket.
Ryujin is hiring the best and brightest of today for our future tomorrow.
Everyone has been chewed up and ground up by Neon. Try not to get yourself killed, all right?
Oof. I wonder if we get to go play like murder mystery investigator here with that guy walking away from that dead body there. I wonder if we get to go play murder mystery investigator. I would be all about that.
Outside the bounds of civilized space, there are still plenty of unclaimed systems to explore, but these areas are also home to the most hostile factions in the galaxy.
The great serpent hungers. All heathens shall be made dust in time.
A new face. Is this the face of a brave runner here to challenge the Red Mile?
They think the galaxy is theirs. They are wrong. It belongs to the Crimson Fleet. It always has.
In Starfield, we're...
So again, are these ones that we're encountering, are we going to be able to join, one or all of these factions? And build reputation with them?
We're pushing our cities and settlements further than we ever have before. It's all there, waiting for you. A slice of humanity's future.
Okay, that looked really bad. Let's go back for a sec. This. What is this? What is this right here? It looks awful. And so does this. I wouldn't have held on to this frame as long as I did, guys. This looks bad.
All there, waiting for you. A slice of humanity's future.
Oh, wow.
So, ready to get out there?
Oh, I suppose.
Throughout the galaxy, there are so many things to see and stories to experience. But the most important story is the one that you tell. I'm the type of person who spends hours in character creation, and I think people are going to be really excited when they see all of the improvements we've made.
I spend a lot of time in character
One of the
creation.
biggest overhauls was done through our character generation system.
We scanned a wide range of faces from different age groups and ethnicities, and by mixing and matching all that data, we were able to create highly detailed and diverse characters.
We use that exact system to create all of the characters and NPCs you're going to see in the game. So any character you see almost always is a character you could make yourself.
That's really neat. The fact that every character you see is pretty much a character you can make yourself. So if you're the kind of person who likes to customize your character, which I am, and you like to really get in the details and do all that, you're going to be able to do it here. And this is going to be a way more robust system. It sounds like than we've ever had in any Bethesda game ever.
Hey, come on.
Well, at least we're not waking up in a prison.
Take it easy. You were out cold. No physical damage. Mentally, the jury's still out. You know who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors?
Oh, I suppose.
Ring any bells? Any of this look familiar?
You start your character creation journey as though you're cycling through employee records. You'll pick from a lineup of 40 presets, and that'll be your starting point.
Nice.
Your journey from there can be as detailed or as quick as you want.
Now, I wonder how that's broken down. They said 40 presets. Is that 20 male, 20 female? Is it 40 presets for male, 40 presets for female? How are they going to do that?
Want it to be. This new system has more to offer than ever before.
Like, just look at this. Okay, so we can assume that, like, each one of these ticks is a way to change, something in the face, right? But then, how is this guided? Like, what do these lines mean? I wonder how many options there are here. It looks like there's a lot for every type of attribute. Between your skin tone, head shapes, hair color, facial hair. It looks like they kind of went all out, threw everything and the kitchen sink in to make this the most customizable game ever.
It's also the simplest character generation system we've ever had. We let the...
Let's go back just a sec.
It's also the
I mean,
simplest
yeah,
character generation system.
That's a lot of options.
This we ever had. We let the player get as close as possible to make whatever they want. With the various facial morphs you can blend together, the dermesthetic and makeup, blemishes, scars, piercings, teeth settings. It's a lot. But I think it's the most fun to use.
Character creation is more than just how you look. This is also where you start to decide who you want to be. That's where backgrounds come in.
Let's go back
who you
just a
want to
sec.
be. That's where backgrounds come in.
All right, so we have the Explorer. They said exploration is a lost art. You didn't listen. As the major factions argued over the space they desperately tried to control, you were busy uncovering the wonders of the settled systems. And looks like you have 3 starting skills. Lasers. Personal laser weapons are in widespread use across the settled systems, and specialized training can greatly increase their effectiveness. Astrodynamics. Advanced technology is one thing, but it takes skill, patience, and a little bit of love to coax even more capability out of the ship's grav drive. That sounds really neat. And then surveying. Humanity now has access to untold alien worlds, and the ability to decipher all that data while on the ground has become an essential skill set. What else we got? Now we've got the Diplomat. The wars are over. Peace now reigns in the settled systems, but only because there are those quietly fighting to keep it. Because of you, agreements were signed, words were heeded, lives were spared. Those 3 starting skills are Persuasion. In the settled systems, the nuanced ability to listen and discuss can often accomplish far more than simply shooting first and asking questions later. Commerce. In the settled systems, free market economy, almost anyone with the right skill set can open and run a successful business. And wellness. By embracing an active lifestyle and good nutrition habits, one may improve the overall sense of health, their overall sense of health, and even gain prolonged life expectancy. Okay.
Backgrounds give you a bit of backstory and start you out with 3 basic skills.
From chef to Dusty. You know, the crew still has a betting pool about which restaurant critic you must have crossed to wind up here.
What's great about backgrounds is you never know when yours is going to come in handy. You could be in the middle of a fancy restaurant talking to some guy, and suddenly you learn he needs a beast hunter to help track down a monster.
Fine. I probably should stick to professionals anyway, given what happened the last time.
We're also giving you the option to customize your build even further by letting you pick up to 3 traits. Traits are completely optional, and they come with...
Let's see, there was one before that. Let's see what that one was.
Further by letting you pick up to 3 traits.
Raised Universal. You grew up as a member of the Sanctum Universum. You gain access to a special chest full of items in the Sanctum Universum in New Atlantis, but lose access to the House of the Enlightened chest. Interesting.
Traits are completely
Raised Enlightened. Okay, this is the opposite then. You grew up as a member of the Enlightened. You gain access to a special chest full of items in the House of Enlightened in New Atlantis, but lose access to the Sanctum Universum chest.
Optional, and they come with their own...
let's see. We have one more I missed.
By letting you pick up to 3 traits. Traits are completely optional.
Neon Street Rat. You grew up on the main streets of Neon. You gain access to special dialogue options and better rewards from some missions on Neon. Crime bounty by other factions is greatly increased. That's interesting.
And they come with their own...
And then kid stuff. Your parents are alive and well. You can visit them at their home anytime. You will automatically send 2% of your credits home to them every week. Oh boy.
Advantages and...
Introvert. You really need your alone time. Exerting yourself uses less oxygen when adventuring alone, but more when adventuring with other human companions. But what about robot companions?
Advantages. You could choose...
Oh, we missed one. Sorry, guys.
Completely optional, and they come with their own advantages and disadvantages.
Hero worship. You earned the attention of an annoying, adoring... Oh, no. Oh, no. You've earned the attention of an annoying, adoring fan who will show up randomly and jabber at you incessantly. Excuse me. On the plus side, he'll join your ship's crew and give you gifts. Great. He's back.
Advantages. You could choose to meet your biggest fan.
By Vectera! Is it really, really you?
He'll join your crew and he'll give you gifts if you're willing to put up with his constant commentary.
I can't believe I get to stand near you, breathing the same air. I've got to have every molecule.
My favorite trait is kid stuff. You have to pay some credits to support your parents, but they're very sweet, and it's really fun to go visit them.
Honey, we got ourselves a visitor.
Oh my god!
I came across some
I
hostile
love that.
zealots in space, but because I had chosen a trait that made me the same religion as them, I was able to get by without any issues.
There's another great one that gives you a damage buff when your health is low, but mercenaries will randomly show up and try to kill you.
What?
No matter what you choose,
That's kinda
there'll be
neat.
plenty of ways for you to tell your story. And if you want to remove a trait, there are ways to do that too.
What a view! It's a feast for the eyes.
Wait a minute. If you want to remove traits, you can remove them? That's cool. So if you do one and you don't like it, they'll go ahead and swap it out for you.
Off we go to another adventure.
We'll let you discover that on your own.
All right.
Once you've built the perfect character, that's when your journey can really begin. We took what we loved about skills and perks from our previous games and put them together to create an all-new skill system. Each time you level up, you get a skill point, which can be used to unlock or rank up skills.
Okay, so we've got robotics and payloads in tech. Payloads, looks like anybody can haul cargo, but it takes special determination and training to maximize cargo space. Okay, I just spend 2 more. Okay, so you have to spend points in the skill tree to unlock the advanced skill trees. Security. When the standardized digital locking mechanism is renowned for its security, any code can be broken with the proper training. Okay. And you have different ranks of each one, it looks like. So it looks like rank 1, you can attempt to hack advanced locks and 2 auto attempts can be banked. Rank 2, you can attempt to hack expert locks and 3 auto attempts can be banked. Rings now turn blue and the pick can be slotted. That's neat. Rank 3, you can attempt to hack master level locks and 4 auto attempts can be banked. And rank 4, expend a digipick to eliminate keys that aren't required to solve the puzzle. 5 auto attempts can be banked.
Ranks are unlocked by completing challenges associated with that skill.
Okay. So like for lock picking, I assume, yeah, okay, so like here, you have to pick a certain number of locks or maybe there's something else you have to do once you get past like the first rank.
Challenges become
Oh wait, hold on. It kind of gave us a little bit of information. Let's go back. So yes, you have to pick. So you like for the first one, looks like you have to pick 5 locks. For rank 2, you have to pick 15.
Challenges become increased.
And then intimidation is another one. The ability to strike fear into an opponent, causing them to flee so you can escape or attack first, which can prove critical in a battle. So rank 1 is you force a target NPC at or below your level to flee. So basically, you fear them.
Increasingly difficult as you work your way to higher ranks.
Okay. So let's go back a second. We can see what the ranks do. You know, rank 2, you can force a target NPC up to 10 levels higher than you to flee. Rank 3, you can force a target NPC up to 20 levels higher than you to flee for a limited time. And rank 4, intimidated targets now flee for a substantial amount of time. But
challenges become increasing.
So you successfully intimidate 5 different people for rank 1. Sorry, to unlock rank 2. Excuse me.
Difficult as you work
25
your way
people,
to higher ranks.
50 people, and then once you unlock rank 4, you've mastered the skill. Okay.
With our 5 different skill trees and 4 ranks per skill, there's a lot to choose from.
I like the Z
ranks.
5 skill trees, 4 ranks per skill. Can I unlock every skill?
With our
Let's see, physical has decontamination. You can recover from infections.
There are 5 different skill trees.
Social has leadership. Okay, companions gain affinity 50% faster. Okay, and they sprint 1,000 meters with an active follower.
And 4 ranks per skill. There's a lot to choose from.
Chemistry, you need to create 10 chems. You can create improved chems and research additional chems in a research lab. I'm assuming those are like potions and elixirs and stuff in other games. And then robotics. Okay, robotics. Spend 7 more points in tech to unlock the expert tech skills. Okay. What does that say? In an age where robots and autonomous turrets are employed in a combat capacity, the study of robotics can be instrumental in gaining a tactical edge. I wonder if that means you can reprogram robots as you come across them to fight for you.
I like the xenosociology skill because it lets you mind control aliens.
Oh, that's cool.
Boost pack out of the gate. I'm boost packing everywhere.
Yeah. Me too. Me too.
I like maxing out my physical tree so I can get neuro strikes and just punch my way through combat. That one's a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Invest in the skills that suit your playstyle.
So they're showing us a lot of the combat here, and I just want to say that combat looks freaking incredible. Whatever that I say, if they worked with id, if they didn't work with id, I'm assuming they worked with id. It looks night and day difference from what we saw last year. Last year it felt very stiff and very disjointed. Now it just looks insanely fun.
I'm very much a stealth player. So, I'm out there pickpocketing everyone. My favorite part about being stealthy is slowly creeping through vents like you're in a movie and then jumping out and springing on people.
Whenever possible, I like to talk my way through situations.
This area's off limits. Fine, I'll issue you an access card.
I'm more of a run and gun player. I like doing the death from above thing where I boost pack over guys and I throw landmines at them.
How many landmines can you carry? Oh, there it is, right there. Okay, so you have 10 landmines. Can I craft those?
I like blowing stuff up.
Fair. The grenades are different than landmines. Okay. I love that bit where he, I gotta go back. I love this bit where he throws the grenade in there, shuts the door, boom. The combat just looks phenomenal.
Exploration is a key aspect of all our games.
Right.
In Starfield, there are full star systems with new life, resources, and adventures. Our team worked hard to strike a balance between fun and realism. We studied data from NASA and a multitude of other sources to help us make the world feel believable. From the way we approached planetary atmospheres to the way we placed biomes based on the planet's distance from the sun. Once we had created a grounded world, we could start looking at all the things that make that world fun. When you leave a planet and head into space, you'll be navigating asteroid fields, having chance meetings with interesting strangers, dogfighting in space, and exploring derelict ships. It's all out there. Ultimately, it's about rewarding your curiosity, because whether it's on the surface of a planet, the alleys of a city, or the vastness of space, you never know what you'll find.
So, when they talk about it being like on the surface of a planet or whatever, does that mean we're going to be able to explore inside some of these planets, like through caves or something? Or are we only limited to what we see on the surface?
Space exploration is possible thanks to your ship. Your ship is almost like having another character or home you can make all your own. I think you'll be blown away by the amount of stuff you can do.
Yeah,
you
kind
can
of.
buy a ship.
I'm sure you can find something you like.
Customize and upgrade that ship. and hire a crew to keep it up and running. And it all starts in spaceports. Every spaceport has a ship technician where you can purchase, sell, and modify ships.
Anything I can help you with?
Maybe you start off with a speedy fighter that's perfect for bounty hunting. Then you might round out your ship roster with a hulking space freighter to run cargo missions, or even do a little smuggling. For now, though, we're going to take our starting ship, the Frontier, and make some changes.
Okay.
You can customize and upgrade everything.
So look at that. You can customize everything on the ship. From the cowling to the shield generator to your docking system to fuel tanks, your grav drive, weapons, the hab, the engines, cockpit, cargo hold, the reactor, the landing bay, and your landing gears. All that can be customized.
Everything you see here. And you have two ways to do that. You can quickly upgrade individual systems like your weapons or shields, or you can deep dive and enter the shipbuilder mode. Here you can change anything, from the systems to the look and layout. Adding a new habitat module can give you more room for crew. Adding cowling can change your ship's overall silhouette.
Right, but what does the cowling do? Let's go back a second. What does adding a cowling do for your
can
ship?
change your ship's overall silhouette. More room for crew. Adding cowling can change your...
So it gives you... Okay, so these are large... The cowling is cosmetic, mostly, it looks like.
Your ship's overall silhouette.
Yeah, cowling is mostly cosmetic stuff. Okay.
An improved grav drive allows for longer distance space jumps.
And how much was that grav drive?
Grav
drive. To give us a cost? Okay. I mean, that's not terrible. I mean, you know, at least things seem to be reasonably priced.
Drive allows for longer distance space jumps. You can even fully customize your paint job to get the exact look you want.
That's incredible.
The parts you choose to build with don't just affect your ship's stats. They'll also affect what you can do inside your ship. You can have modules for crafting, or for storing and displaying your weapons.
Both?
Starfield's in-game ship manufacturers bring their own look and feel to every piece of your ship. From living quarters to cargo holds, mess halls, and control rooms.
Well, you can really do whatever you want.
Our modified Frontier is a practical ship, but with a little creativity, your ship can look like almost anything you want.
It's a bit odd, but one of my favorite ways of customizing ships is I make them look like animals. The HMS Platypus, as I called it.
All right.
Where it had a giant tail to it.
All right.
And we've done spiders, we've done mechs.
Optimus
so it's
Prime!
Really whatever your imagination is.
How does that
while
fly?
You can build your home among
How
the
does it
stars
fly?
the way you want to. You're probably not the only person who will call your ship home.
Ready to lift off when you are, Captain.
Engines ready.
The Frontier is fueled and ready, Captain.
Some of the members of Constellation can join you on your journey. These companions can serve on your crew, and they'll always be there when you travel.
We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry.
Both?
Both.
So each companion has their own skill set, just like you do. It looks like they have different ranks in different skills. So I wonder and hope if we're going to be able to upgrade those skill sets of our companions.
Companion comes with their own valuable skills for your ships and outposts, as well as unique quest lines. Eventually, some friendships might blossom into romance.
I don't know that I've ever really loved anyone except you.
And if you're looking for a little extra help on your ship, you can always hire additional crew at spaceports.
But now when we hire this crew, are they permanent crew? Are they temporary crew? I want to know. Do you have the option? Can you dismiss crew at any time?
Any room on your ship for someone like me?
You'll also meet potential crew members out in the world.
Still think there might be a spot for me on your ship? I gotta get off this rock.
Okay, so this is the crew roster, and I don't see like a scroll thing or anything on here. So I'm wondering if this is like you get 2, 4, 6 spots on your crew and that's it, or if you can expand that roster.
Assign crew to your ship or outposts, and their unique skills will affect how they run.
I would assume because you can assign crew to outposts and you can assign crew to your ship, that that roster should be able to expand to as many as you want, because you could have outposts on every planet, and I can't have 6 crew members on 1,000 planets. It doesn't work that way.
And just like companions, most crew members can lend a hand in the field. Take Bosco, for instance.
What is the difference between a companion and a crew member? Or are those interchangeable? Or is... I don't... Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. Maybe I'm confused. If you know, please, in the comments, let me know kind of what you're thinking or what they're thinking there.
These designed around the core basics of a NASA machine.
Please, avoid getting shot. You might die.
I still wanted to give it almost a humanoid personality, so I elongated the limbs. This tends to make him feel more human-like and give him a little personality.
It is a shame exploration requires so much bloodshed.
Using the shipbuilding tools and crew selection features in Starfield, you'll be able to build and captain the ship of your dreams. And now, let's take to the sky.
Let's do it.
We're putting you in the cockpit of your very own spaceship and telling you that you can do pretty much anything. And that is really cool for us as developers. Spaceflight should be exciting and dangerous, and you should feel like you're in complete control every step of the way. We've extended that sense of control to ship combat. It's not about just hitting your triggers to fire your weapons.
Okay.
It's a complex dance between your piloting skills and our power allocation system.
Right.
Boosting power to your engines will make your ship faster. Powering up the grav drives will shorten the amount of time it takes before you can make a jump. And moving your power to your weapons and shields means you're ready for a fight. You should always be on your toes because
now,
you're not alone.
My question is, you see over here how you have 14 different levels you can put into everything, right? Is that just in this base ship? Are there going to be more the larger your ship gets, or is there going to be more that you can unlock or upgrade or whatever? Or is that 14? Is that number a hard number?
You should always be on your toes because you're not alone out there. Unlocking the targeting control system skill will allow you to zero in on specific subsystems of the ship you target.
Now, go back one just a sec. So, this looks like it's the same tech tree that you have overall. There's not a separate tech tree, or sorry, a skill tree, excuse me. There's not a separate skill tree for your ship and for you. It's one skill tree, one skill system for everything.
Control system skill will allow you to zero in on specific subsystems of the ship you target.
So it's VATS. It's VATS. This is awesome.
After destroying an enemy ship, you can loot the remains from your cockpit. You can always turn any ship that engages you into scrap. But you can also take a more personal approach.
by docking with the enemy vessel and boarding their ship.
But how do you do that? Is there a button prompt you have to push? Like to tell them, hey, we're going to board you? Or how does that work? But this blows my mind, by the way. The fact that you can get into a fight with somebody and then you can board their ship. I can't wait. Well, that guy's dead. Now, can I take their ship? Once I've boarded it, can I take their ship, dock with mine, and fly off somewhere?
Once you've taken control of an enemy ship, it's yours. Add it to your fleet and retrieve it at any spaceport.
Well, that answers my question. Never mind, I'm dumb.
But space is way more than fighting for your life.
Now, I would assume that you can also customize these ships that you steal or acquire, just as you can the main ship that you get when you start the game. That's cool, because you have an endless... You could have a different ship for everything you want to do in the game. I could have a hauler, I could have a pirate ship, I could have a small, light, made to fuck your shit up ship.
Just like when you're planetside, there are plenty of sights to see and stops to make on the way to your next adventure. Like these massive star yards. Walk the halls, talk to the crew, maybe get talked into buying a whole new ship.
Oh boy.
A civilian in my star yard. Let's see about getting you a proper ship, one worthy of you.
Maybe you'll dock with a gigantic battleship, like the UC Vigilance. Or rub elbows with the galaxy's wealthy elite on a cruise ship fit for the stars. There are plenty of personal encounters to be had as well. You can hail any ship you come across to trade, swap info, or maybe even commit an act of piracy.
Let's do this.
Nice.
When I'm playing, I generally go crazy. I definitely go like the more piracy routes. I want to take over ships. I'm going to board ships. I'm like, this is now mine. I steal all the sandwiches and put them, in my cargo hold that I have specifically for sandwiches. I don't want to play the hero, but I want to go out and just start taking things from people as quickly as possible.
I mean, I can get behind that.
Some strangers might be looking for...
Sandwiches are important, friends.
A little human connection in the darkness of space.
Hello, stranger. I just finished cooking up some food. If you want to come on over, just pop on by.
Some of the best moments are the ones you discover on your own. The thing I love most about Starfield is that it is a Bethesda game through and through. It's really...
There's that line again. I'm telling you, that line is going to be everywhere come September.
About going to strange new places, meeting interesting people, and getting sidetracked on zany adventures. Then realizing 2 hours later that you're involved in a completely new story.
You're human. We thought we were the only ones to leave Earth.
That is 100% a Bethesda trait. In Skyrim, I would squirrel more often than I can ever care to admit. Because it was just so much fun to get lost in what I was doing.
That DNA is so present here. It's in our random encounters, it's in our handcrafted quests, and it feels so cool to play it and just make your own path in this universe. There are over 1,000 planets out there, just waiting for you to visit. We want you to feel like explorers, breaking ground on new planets, exploring every inch of a mostly untouched galaxy. We want you to feel hopeful. We want you to feel this sense of awe and wonder, and sometimes a little fear. We're giving you a massive playground and a ton of toys, and just setting you free.
There's so much to do.
Hey everybody, we were showing you so much stuff, but we thought we'd just take a little break and show you something a little bit different. We put so much detail into our game worlds, and we love the opportunity to bring that into the real world with our collector's editions. And for this game, we've done a watch. It is the Constellation Explorer's Watch. This is the watch that you actually get in the game that acts as part of your HUD, where it's the compass and then environmental information.
Okay.
It connects to your phone to give you notifications and other information. And we've also designed this really cool case that it comes with, Istvan.
Now, the watch is cool. The collector's edition overall is cool. I think it's a little overpriced, probably. But my one question is, why does that watch screen look like it was made 20 years ago? It's really, really pixelated and cheap looking, and that bothers me if you're spending that much on the collector's edition and you want that watch and you want to wear that watch.
Yeah, we really took as much care in designing this case as we did the watch. Our attention to detail in the game totally translates to this. Inspired by the cases that the astronauts used during the Apollo era to bring back samples from the moon. It's got an intricate locking mechanism, authentic, heavy, comes with a Constellation patch, NATO strap, and the overall functionality and believability of this as something that would exist in the world, in the Starfield universe.
It's cool. It looks really nice.
This. You'll find it very useful out there, and it even tells the time.
We actually have something else. Now that we're part of Xbox, we get to work with the amazing people on the Xbox hardware team, and together we have created this custom limited edition Starfield controller. It's awesome. It is now, our favorite controller.
That controller is beautiful, but it's still going to have stick drift unless you replace the joysticks.
Love this because it's inspired by the actual controls of your spaceship. And not only that, we've created the first ever custom headset with Xbox. And this is a perfect pairing with that controller.
I've played with the standard version of that headset. If you want just a good headset and you don't want to break the bank, $100 gets you the black version of that headset. It is phenomenal for what you're paying for. I would assume that one, I haven't seen a price yet, but if I had to guess off the top of my head, $150.
Control, this is Constellation Starship Frontier. Ready to start on your signal. Steady till ready. Coordinates input. Plotting jump course. Guidance has converged. Getting auxiliary reactor power. System checks are green across the board. Prepare for departure. Grav jump commencing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In every one of our games, we always put so much care into all those little details that breathe life into our worlds. But Starfield isn't just a Bethesda Game Studios world, it's a Bethesda Game Studios galaxy.
Right.
So why go this big with Starfield? Because we want to give you freedom on a galactic level. The freedom to experience both the exciting planets and the quiet ones.
Right.
Scanning a planet before you land is a great way to get a sneak peek at the available resources you can use for crafting, building, and customizing.
I think what's cool about this whole system that we generate the planet itself as a procedural content, but the handcrafted content itself comes as the player explore.
So wait, we know the planets are procedurally generated, but the content on the planets is baked into the planet as you explore. Did I hear that right? Am I understanding that right? Again, in the comments, let me know what that means to you.
Our system builds a planet as the player approaches it. We stitch together a block of terrain. After that, we have the system that adds interesting locations for the player to explore, creatures to encounter.
Okay, so that makes more sense. So the planet itself is procedurally generated, but the handcrafted bit is the stuff that they're the other system that's combining with that to create the planet itself.
Or in plans to pick up. It allows us to add that touch of environmental storytelling that Bethesda is known for.
Aggressive creatures have been disrupting our experiments. Their habitat isn't far from here. If you could take care of them for us, we would be in your debt.
So even if your friends were to visit the same planet that you had, you would have a different story to tell.
That's interesting to me. Can we go back and just watch that combat one more time? Because that, like I said, it just... Whatever they did is phenomenal here. Just looks like it feels so good. My only question is, where is the... Is there an option to turn on a crosshair? Nice.
It's completely up to you how you want to interact with each planet, whether you want to explore and see what you can find, harvest resources and be on your way, or simply take in the views. With the help of your scanner, you'll chart the uncharted and discover exotic wildlife.
Okay.
If you have the skills, you can even figure out that certain creatures and plants, you can build an outpost and produce resources from those plants and animals. You can get experience and rewards for fully surveying planets and fully surveying a whole system.
Nice. But now, is that something you're surveying like completely on foot? Because that sounds like it would be a lot of a lot of repetitive gameplay. Or is that something you can do? You can set like survey pods or something like you could in let's say Mass Effect.
When we were concepting these creatures, we really wanted to think of them as natural to the environment. We didn't want alien monsters.
That's
We
cool
wanted
looking.
native wildlife. Something you've never seen before.
When it comes to our exteriors, when the sun moves, all that light is calculated in real time through the atmosphere.
Okay.
Our biggest goal for lighting with Starfield was to make the game feel more filmic, to use lighting and color to really make it feel more cinematic.
There's that word again, cinematic. Which is why it's locked at 30, you know. Just gorgeous.
After some exploring, you can find a spot to set up a base camp. Outposts can be built almost anywhere on any planet. And the
Okay.
habitat modules come in all shapes and sizes, filling all different purposes. You can even live in them. Assign crew and companions to work at your outposts for added bonuses, and set up extractors to harvest resources while you're away.
Something cool we have this time is we have a new fly cam where you can
Thank God. Isometric top-down building.
go between on-foot building, or you can now use a top-down isometric camera, which helps plan out larger parts of the outpost and placing those larger halves. So that way you can really plan your structures and what the over.
So my question then is, can I build an outpost on every planet that I visit? And then if I can, how do I staff those? And then if I can't, what is the limit to outposts?
Overall feel of your outpost is. And then when you're on your feet, you can really decorate and fine-tune things much easier.
Add crafting and research stations in your outpost to utilize any resources you find or already have.
Ooh, you can research in your crafting station.
Mod your weapons to adapt them to your playstyle. Different weapon sights and scopes, larger magazines, a selection of grips and barrels, different ammunition like explosive rounds. All you stealth players out there will surely need a suppressor.
Damn. That was neat.
You can also choose to go hands-on with melee weapons.
Well, of course you can.
I think it's always a delicate balance between like what's realistic, what's sim, and what's Hollywood. And I think we sort of err on the side of like what's fun for the player.
Have to agree there. I'm okay with that.
With Starfield, we've completely overhauled our combat. It's more dynamic, the animations are more fluid.
It's gorgeous.
It just feels great.
I am an
We probably have
absolute
more
fan.
mods and more weapons in this game than I want to say any other game we've done before. There's a lot of variety.
Upgraded gear is just one of the many factors to pay attention to when engaging in combat. You may need to switch things up based on your environment. Gravity is different for each planet, and boost packs are excellent for getting around.
Nice.
And for giving you an edge in combat.
How do I charge the boost pack?
Sometimes you'll even feel like you're flying. Zero gravity environments pose a different challenge. Firing a ballistic weapon in zero G will actually push you backwards. Energy weapons, on the other hand, offer a more stable shooting experience.
We also have mag weapons. These are high-powered electromagnetic induction ballistic arrays.
Dang.
Each barrel has its own targeting laser and can dish out some serious damage.
So it looks like each color of laser is a different like strength almost. It feels like, because if we go back a second,
Has its own
like that green one doesn't look as strong
targeting laser
as
and can
this
dish
blue
out some
one does.
serious damage.
Could be purely anecdotal, but hey.
Whether you want to get up close and personal with your own two fists, or you like more compact weapons like pistols and submachine guns, or maybe you prefer something bigger.
Oh man.
Starfield's got you covered.
I am okay with all of that. Absolutely all of it. Nice. Okay, so it's a Jedi. Again. I love it.
Thanks again for being with us today. We are just so grateful that you've taken the time and spent it here.
You're
I know
welcome,
there's
Todd
probably a
Howard.
lot to take in. There's a lot to the game, even more than we could show here. You know, as we play it, we're always sharing these unique and special moments that only a game like this can bring. When I think about what makes it special, it really is the people here. This game is a reflection of the incredible and passionate team that made it. All of them putting something special of themselves into it.
As it should be.
So let's hear some of their favorite moments.
I love the way that our final combination of all the new tech has come together to create some of the most beautiful sunsets and sunrises we've ever had in any of our games.
I love the creatures, the exploration, every biome is different. The word that comes to mind is vast.
I like to use our photo mode to take rock star photos.
I just love that constant feel of discovery and wow, I can't believe that there's more here.
I'm most excited about our outpost building systems.
My favorite part is every time you step out on a planet, it's a unique experience.
You spent all this time building your ship, and you see it on the landing pad, these things are gigantic. It's the kind of thing that you just can't get anywhere else.
There's something about seeing a tower over in the distance and going, I know the gravity's low here. I think I can make that jump.
Yeah.
My favorite part is biomes, spaceships,
Audio design,
planets.
The day-night cycle,
Those details matter to me.
diplomacy, exploration, freedom, the ending.
Tabasco, obviously.
I love the robot so much.
The incredible amount of worlds we created.
Sniper rifles, come on.
Lever action, rocket launcher.
Brain sprout.
The what?
I love, but some people might find creepy. I don't know. I know what's wrong with them. The thing that I enjoy most about the game is the freedom to be who you
Again, this just looks weird compared to everything else you've shown.
want to be, do what you want to do. It's what you've come to expect from a Bethesda title, but on a much bigger scale.
Bugs? Kidding.
On behalf of all of us, we can't wait for you to play Starfield and make your own special moments.
I can't wait to play it either, Bethesda. Give me now. Please.
Good luck, Constellation. You are go for launch.
September 6th, friends. All right, friends, that is going to do it for this breakdown video of the Starfield Direct. I want to thank each and every one of you who have stopped by, who've sent me a DM, who have commented, who have shared the content. It really is appreciated. If you enjoy this, please make sure you subscribe. I'm on all the platforms. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and be on the lookout for some more content from me coming very soon. I'm going to break this down as best I can into more bite-sized chunks, probably based on the chapters that they gave us. And I will catch you all in the next one. I love you all very much. Thanks.